What's going on? So the next one is pretty much with the theme, which is if you're not scared, you're average. And the reason I bring up average is that I want you to go around life, not just in the der state. We already know what Charles means by the der state. Like, oh, okay, this is what I'm supposed to do. This is where I'm supposed to go. This is what I'm supposed to believe. This is my morals. This is my ethics. This is my political party. This is my religion. This is my wealth and health and listen, question everything. Question everything. That's what I did, is that I literally stripped away everything. And for 10 years, I was like, what am I going to believe in health? What am I going to believe in wealth? What am I going to believe religiously? What am I going to believe politically? Which I don't really follow. What am I going to believe on when something happens? Or about a managerial style? Should I be tough on them? Should I be hard? Should I be easy? Should I be soft on them? It's like strip down everything, and that's why I say average. Average is not good. Average, mediocre, those words need to be eliminated from your English mind, because your English mind, or whatever mind you want. Because the reason being is that average is being brought to you every single day for free on the internet through your medium of communication. I don't have my phone around me. When you're looking at a video, unless it's from me or someone like, I don't like average. I don't like average people. I don't like average conversations. Like, why am I going to waste my time on an average conversation? I remember Tony Robbins actually said it. He goes, yeah, we like deep conversations. He wasn't saying it to me, he's saying it to the crowd, but he goes, yeah, I like deep conversations. Deep conversations are like, hi, how's it going? How's the weather? How's the kids? How's the da-da-da? It's like, no, let's really think about it and keep on asking questions. Well, if there is a God, is there, how did they create? Was it already here? Carbon, hydrogen molecules for the Big Bang, and then from there you created literally the universe. It's like, have those conversations, have the deep conversations, the stimulating conversations, and in effect, not only are they more confident, or not only do you learn and get more confident because you're able to literally anything that you've learned is just coming out and you're regurgitating it. There's myelin in your brain. So myelin is essentially the white substance that covers your brain. And as you age, which is all in our mind, as we age, like the reason there's aging, so first is that we have an age, like the day we're born. The reason we have an age is obviously because it's good to say, now you could drive, now you could drink, now you could join the military, now you could blah, blah, blah. But the thing is, here's retirement. It's good that we have the age, but the thing is that people then put caps, on their age. I'm 31, I need to get married. I'm 40, I can't believe this is crazy. I don't have any kids yet, I need to have kids. It's like, yes, but if you dial that all down, and I'm not saying anything about that, but when you dial everything down, the actual art of aging, and I called it an art because you can actually prolong aging by how you eat, your mindset, and everything else, is that cells start breaking down and they can't repair as quickly as they can. So in other words, people say my hangovers are 2 days, or my body isn't where it was, is because the speed at which that you built muscles, that you're able to absorb fat, or not absorb fat, but burn fat and use energy, has gone away. And on top of that is myelin, is the neural connectivity between your brain cells. So in other words, if you start doing chess, or you keep on doing crossword puzzles, or you keep on doing something that stimulates your mind, learn a new language, an instrument, traveling to a different place, trying a new hobby, breaking down a car, putting it back together. Once you start doing things like that, you don't age as fast because the myelin, which is on top, keeps everything stable and together. So I don't even know what I was just talking about there, but that's average. If you don't do that, you're average. So that's why I don't like average people, average conversations. That's what I was talking about. When you're with your family, be spectacular and only be there. When you're running, only be there. When you're at work, only be there. So in other words, this is the thing, is that when we're with our spouse, we're also at work. When we're at work, we're with our spouse. In other words, we're physically at work, but our mind is with our spouse, or our problems, or a divorce. Or we're working things out with our spouse, yet we're thinking about, what about that business deal? I got to go to the gym. I got to pick up my car tomorrow. I have to go, pay that bill. Those are the things. You know who brought this up was Grant Cardone. Brilliant statement is that he goes all in when he's with his kids. He goes all in. He's just 100% there. Of course he has a little bit of thoughts. He's not a perfect human being. It's just when you're there, focus on them. Be present with them. That's literally what being present is that you're not thinking towards the future and you're not thinking towards the past. You're thinking about right now. Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle. Is it Eckhart Tolle? I think that's how you say his name. Is that he said, if you're not, there is no past. We created the past. You know, there's only right now, and there certainly isn't a future because it never happened yet. So there's only right now. When you're at work, 100% be at work. When you're at play, when you're doing something, do it 100%. Just that is actually a really good reminder for me because I'm usually all over the place regardless of where I am physically. My mind is somewhere else. It's on a different activity. So that's a very good, and the reason I'm looking over here, I just want to make sure I'm up to the right one. So 36, give someone else the credit today. This was powerful. I remember learning this about 5 years ago. And I only give people credit. Because that's the funny thing is that when you have confidence, and I'm not elite in confidence, but in confidence in general, when you have confidence, you're able to give it out. But if you're not confident, you can't give it out. When you're loving, when you're passionate, when you're energetic, you give it out freely. It's like you're a billionaire and you're just giving out dollar bills. You're like, I'm not gonna miss it. I'm like Seth Godin, perfect example is that he talks about it. He goes, ideas are shit. Execution is everything. He goes, I provide ideas all the time, but I execute on the ones I don't give out. And even if I give it out and I'm executing on it, it doesn't really matter because he knows he's going to be the best at whatever he's executing. That's the biggest thing is, for me, I always thought, you know, I asked people how they built their business, you know, when I first started out in real estate, and no one gave me an answer. I said, how do you build your business? And no one gave me an answer. Like, and when someone asks me that now, you got to call past clients, you got to post to social media, you got to always be showing that you're doing something, that you're active in the community, at work, that you're showing you're at work. You have to be positive, you have to fill your mind, you have to have a health regimen that makes you have the energy to keep on going. That's the thing is that you can't give something you don't have already. You can't give something you don't have already. Love, passion, giving, gratitude, you know. But it's the opposite. So someone's pissed off, they're angry, they're jealous, they're judging people. That's one thing I have to get rid of is that I judge people. And this is the thing is that if you judge other people, you judge yourself. So if you're angry at other people, you're angry at yourself. That's the thing is that when I say give someone else credit, that means you're giving yourself credit already for where you are. Give someone else credit today. Your child, your spouse, your friend, your boss, your manager, someone in general. You know, right now what I'm working on is people in the public that I really like that guy's tie or his suit, or that woman's really just dialed up today. She looks fantastic. Nothing, I don't want anything. Just saying, give them credit for them piecing together the outfit or the purchase or the bag or their mindset or their idea or their company or whatever. Give someone else credit today. This is something that if you want to build a business, if you want to do anything great, you're going to have to get over rejection. You know, talk about how many people, I'll talk about one person, Colonel Sanders, who started KFC. This is an incredible story. I highly recommend you look it up. So he retired at 65 and he gets his check of $112 and he's under a tree. This is actually going to really get me stimulated in my mind. That came out wrong, but he's under a tree and he's writing his obituary. He's literally writing his life. He's retired. He has his last check and he starts writing about his life. And he says that he's not done yet. He's 65. He starts KFC at age 65. Look that up. Abraham Lincoln, look at what he went through. His wife, his child died. He lost every election. Really, the only election I think he won was like a Senate seat. maybe for a year or two or whatever, and then he ran for president, he won president. You have to go over rejection. Look at anyone. Lucille Ball was told that she would never amount to anything in acting. Steve Jobs was told multiple times that he should not do that whole computer thing. Phil Knight from the book Shoe Dog, which I highly recommend, he was told by his dad, stop jackassing around. You have to become a rejection specialist. Like I said before, take 10 seconds after a rejection and that's it. I'm good. Rejection specialist. This is something that I need to work on as well. So as much value as I'm giving you, hopefully, I'm gaining value, and it really deep down in my core is making me realize things that not only do I need to work on, but all of the stories of the people that came before us. KFC, he got Colonel Sanders, he got rejected by I think 32 banks. They said, you're 65, you're retired, you have a $112 retirement check. Like, what are you talking about? You want to start a franchise? So I highly recommend rejection is having it become a way of your life, because you'll become a rejection specialist and then it won't bother you. Approaching, being more bold, being more confident. So here we go. So if you think about it, don't be sucked into one show on a certain night. If you think about it, it takes quality time out of your life. So this is the biggest thing. Time is everything. So this next one literally came from someone that says, I'm just going to watch one movie. Well, perfect. But when does that movie end? Oh, just like 10 o'clock. Okay. And what time do you have to wake up? 5 o'clock. Okay. So this is the thing, is that they go to the movie at 10. They get home at like 10:15, 10:30. Then they go to sleep at 10:45, 11. And then they're up 6 hours later, and that's a Tuesday. And then they've only had 6 hours of sleep. Then they're tired for work. They eat like shit. They don't go to the gym. They skip the gym. Don't worry about one night. One night's going to come. It's the consistency of having a block of time that you just say, this is my sleeping time. For me, it's 9 to 5. On the other one, 9 p.m. to 5 a.m. is when I'm asleep. That's it. Anything after that, that's my standard. And I used to do the one rule. I'm just going to socialize. I'm going to have a little too much to drink tonight. I'm going to be, and then I would wake up hungover, not go to the gym, eat like crap, not make sales calls, be cranky. Then I would be tired for the next day and do the exact same thing. It's cyclical. I can't even stress this enough, is that life is consistency. I'm going to end on the next one. Actually, maybe not. Surround yourself with risk takers, people who are playing at a way higher level. This is something that I figured out way too late. I figured out probably around 26, 27 years old, only a couple years ago, 4 years ago, 5 years ago, is that I have to surround myself with people that are playing at a lot higher level. And you know what I actually did was I now feel that anyone that I look up to, a Richard Branson, you know, any book, say a Phil Knight who started Nike, I look up to them as I'm actually friends with them, and Gary Vaynerchuk, that I'm actually friends with them, because I will one day be friends with them. I'm pretending I'm friends with them now. Like, that's my social circle. But the biggest thing is, what's your social circle? And they say, not only is it your social circle, it's your social circle's social circle. So if someone that is your friend's friend is overweight, it's going to affect them, which is going to affect you. And they have studies about that, which is insane. So it's not even just your friends, it's your friends' friends. All right? So if they're overweight, if they're not playing at a high level, if they're lazy, if they don't eat well, if they don't study, if they're not smart, if they're not wealthy, if they don't have ambitions, if they don't want to start their own company, why do musicians hang out with other musicians? Because it's like-minded. It's the same thing with you. Is if you want to be a fitness pro, if you want to be a fitness stud in the health arena, you have to hang out with those people, because you're going to eat better, you're going to want to be like them, you're going to need to raise the bar. Those Instagram influencers, whatever you want to call it. So surround yourself with the people that you want to. I say risk takers for me, because when I put this down, that's what I needed. 40, challenge yourself. I can't stress this enough, is that you have to challenge yourself. If you're not challenging yourself, if you're not feeding your mind with good stuff like this all day, every single day, you're average. You're average. I got rid of my TV in 2011. I've never looked back. I've never looked back. I remember it happened a couple hours ago. One of my agents, I own a real estate company in New York. One of my agents was talking about something in the news that happened. He's like, "You didn't know about that? That was kind of a big deal." I was like, "No." And to be honest, it didn't affect me. And this isn't in a selfish thing, but it's like every single day, the reason that Fox, CNN, MSNBC, then whatever the other ones are, even the independent channels, the reason that they push this like extreme, just, oh my gosh, the world is gonna end story every single day is because they're a business. They are a business. They are not a news organization. They are a business. So they look for the juiciest story and they put that right in front of you and they say, read this, watch it. And what do? You consume it. And then you complain about it, or you talk about it, or you feed your mind with that negativity, that bullshit, that drama. And then you surround yourself with those people. I can't stress this enough, is that I think, so my development is like a hockey stick. And I was really just going along, just a little bit better. But in these last 2-3 years, I am at the beginning part of this hockey stick just curve going up. And it's taken me 10 years to get to this point. And I can't stop now because if I do, I have an addictive personality and I would easily take up that news, that TV, that reality garbage, whatever that drama is in the newspapers and Hollywood magazines. I've spent way too much time. You have to challenge your mind, crossword puzzles, reading, cutting out the bullshit in your life that you should not be doing, that is entering your reality. The people, the friends, the relationships, the job, the social media, all that shit, just get out of your life. You got to challenge yourself intellectually. Stimulate your mind, because that's the only way that you're going to have longevity. That's the only way that you're actually going to succeed in life. So, have an awesome day. Here's a long video, and that was number 40, so we only have, we'll see how far I'm going to go in this. Have an awesome day. Talk to you guys soon.